Greetings, Kindred. I am Voivode Maquette, and welcome back to our World of Darkness and Level by Level, Celerity 101. In this playlist, we'll be going over the super speed abilities that Kindred have and everything that they can do, because in Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition, we're not just dealing with, oh, you get another action. Because not only does that create a very broken game when it comes to combat, it's kind of boring. It really is. I mean, I think Celerity, Potence, and Fortitude were the powers that caused the most trouble in my storytelling ability. And even working with other storytellers, Celerity, Potence, and Fortitude were always those powers that we sometimes even homebrewed to try to simplify and try to make it so that the characters could understand what they were doing, because even they would get confused on how many moves do you get? Does this stack on top of this? Does this work also with this? And a lot of the times, they would assume yes, but the answer was truly no. Or they would assume no, and the answer was yes. And they were being gypped on the abilities because of their lack of understanding of the powers. Or they were being overpowered and completely crushing characters who could have survived if the rules had been understood a little bit better. The fact that Celerity is not just constant reports of more and more abilities to have extra actions, extra hits, is so much better. I like Celerity in V5. I had heard a lot of complaints about it, but let's get into the nitty-gritty. And starting with the nicknames, some Kindred call this Balting, some people call it Slipping, and some people call it Velocitas. I personally am a fan of Celerity or Speed or something like that. I like these nicknames that are here, and I can see how they are used, but for the most part, I just have always enjoyed Celerity. The ability to strike fast, dodge blows, and escape pursuers allows Kindred to become extremely effective predators. Celerity enables vampires to move faster than any natural creature, though it does more than grant supernatural speed. The vampire employing it actually appears to think almost as fast as they act. While some vampires use to slice and stab at enemies without fear of riposte, others simply use it to get from A to B faster than any other person on foot. That all makes a lot of sense because there are speed elements to this. But it has a lot more to do with the grace of being a vampire, the simple grace of being a predator. Watch a cat move. Seriously, watch how every step is extraordinarily delicate. Every swift action is thought out far in advance. And this is the kind of thing that a Kindred with Celerity can do. The characteristics of this discipline are quite understandable. First off, the type of discipline. This discipline type is physical. Obviously, you are moving around. But I think on a higher level, it could actually be considered mental as well. Because even in the description of this power, it talks about how the mental acuity of the vampire who's practicing it has sharpened as much as the speed has enhanced. Masquerade threat. Medium to high. Most Celerity powers are clearly inhuman. The only saving grace being that they're very hard to catch on film or photograph. That makes a lot of sense. You move too fast for the eye to see. You move too fast for cameras to see. Even if you are going frame by frame with a camera and checking out each individual frame on security footage, there's a good chance that a vampire with fast enough Celerity will not even be caught in a single section of the footage. The blood resonance is caloric. Fear and utter terror runs this discipline. Athletes, amphetamine and alkaloid users, habitual players of first-person shooters and Twitch games. So anybody who has a high adrenaline factor in their life, somebody who's trying to get from one way to another, speedrunners in video games and things like that really do seem like the type of people you would want to feed from when it comes to learning this discipline. This is one of the quintessential physical vampire gifts. Most vampires that you see in literature or in cinema are going to have some form of faster than the human eye. Whether it's Louis from Interview with the Vampire, turning on a light switch from across the room, or even Edward Cullen jumping from tree to tree, trying to show the capabilities off of the vampire to his loved ones. I don't mention Twilight much in this because I'm not that big of a fan, but it does have some of the best examples of disciplines being used in most things. I am Voivode Maquette. This is the introduction to Celerity for Level by Level on Our World of Darkness. Thank you for joining me. Class dismissed.